Welcome to the Twin Flame Awakening podcast, and today is an episode number 23, and we are going to talk about the signs of twin flame or also spiritual signs. As we know so far that twin flame connection and twin flame meeting leads up to the spiritual awakening and shift in your life. It's a time where you feel the purest love and purest connection with someone you have never met before, and they make you feel something that is beyond beautiful, that is bringing you the love and joy and makes you to feel alive. That's why most probably today when you're listening, you are in a separation process and you're wondering, am I ever going to feel the same amount of love? Is my twin flame ever coming back? Are we ever going to have the union, and how does the union look like? So for this reason, I have decided today to share about some of the signs of the spirit animals. And it's not by accident that actually I'm picking today this topic. With me, as you know, I always try to give you the best stories, best examples I can. And I live by the nature, I live by the sense of love and guidance, and I look around. If I have birds here, what they're trying to tell me. If I have some bugs that are coming to attack me, like I had once when I had a client call of mine. So I always try to talk about it, what is relevant right now. And the reason I picked today the signs and the signs of the spirit animals, so what does it mean is that spirit animals are all overall very big messengers. Animals are messengers for us to cope in this world. As we know, they have a higher sense of feeling and intuition. You know, like a bird can fly to another destination without a map, without knowing anything, and they can go there. How is that possible? How do they know where to go and where to be? That means they have a subconscious mind and this intuition which they are really using to live and survive. And that's what we need also in this world. We need to connect with our true self, with our higher self, and then we can make everything happen in this world. Right before we're going to dive into all the animals or the birds or the butterflies, all the kinds of stories, I'd like to say thank you for each one of you who have joined my YouTube or my Instagram or my TikTok. You mean the absolute world to me. When I have a call with you and I see the transformation and I can feel your energies this week, oh my God, you souls, I just wish you would know how beautiful you are. I had a beautiful woman, the purest soul I ever met, honestly. I can't even describe. And we had a call, and she explains me everything, and I just keep feeling this pure love, kindness, you know, this motherly love that you meet the person and you feel you're safe with them. And then I happened to ask her age. I said, would you mind telling me how old are you? Because I always do the math on my chart. When I am talking to you, I'm writing down certain dates, certain numbers, especially when you meet, when is your birthday, and certain other things you are mentioning during this process. And then I start putting the puzzle together. And often I have like a number that starts to stand out from there. And then I say, okay, your number in this twin flame connection is that. So that means you have to go in this direction. And I believe, even though spirituality, we haven't yet reached with our science to the point where we understand that everything is energy, everything is frequency. So it depends on which frequency we are in. So many of you can today think about it that, oh, I want my twin flame to come back because you are so obsessed, you're so much in love, you are like, it's actually not even love, it's like an obsession of having a person. And why your person is not coming back is not because they don't love you, it's because you don't trust the timing. You are obsessed, you are crying, you are like desperate. And when you are desperate, you attract the energy of desperation. So you always have to understand that everything is energy. The moment you become love and light, the moment you become with my coaching, I always, and I keep on telling to everyone, my methods are not about telling you that, yes, tomorrow you'll be with your twin flame, or the main goal is to be with your twin flame. And why I'm saying this is because, can you imagine, you live your whole life. We don't have much time in this earth. Even if we live up to, let's say, 70, 80 years old, it's very, very small amount of time. If we put this to the time of the universe, and if we calculate this, how small time we have here. And if we live our lives by thinking that I'm only loved when this person will love me back, or I'm only happy when this person will love me back, then you are never happy with yourself, and your soul will be very upset, and so is the universe, because universe is like, can't you just please see how wonderful, how beautiful, how magnificent you are, and what you're supposed to do here. I've recently also started to listen a lot of afterlife podcasts or stories from the people who have been clinically dead and what has happened to them when they go out of their soul and their body. And I find it fascinating that there is I wouldn't say that the twin flame connection is the same like a near-death experience, but what I'm trying to explain here is that it's your wake-up call. Both ways, it's your wake-up call. And many of those who had the near-death experience, when they came back to their bodies, they felt like, oh my God, I can't be in this body. Like you had a constant, like you have to get out of it because it's too small. And now it's the same with this love you just experienced. You experienced something beyond beautiful. And you know, if you are charged with a love energy, you're the most powerful and most beautiful person. So my main aim is always in my coaching, with my soul cleansing, with everything, is to make you to become your higher self. When I meet you, the only I'm thinking is, I wish this person would see how beautiful, how wonderful, and how amazing you are. And yes, it'd be lovely if you get to be with your twin flame and the universe has decided now it's a time. I know some of my clients, at least 2 of them, are meant to be, and it's already written in the stars. It's just now only, the chances that it will not happen is just because they will make some different decision with their 3D emotion, and then it will go in a different ways. But otherwise, it's set. It's written in the stars. And so I'm not here to sell you lies. I'm not here to tell you that, oh yes, I see your twin flame is just next month will come back. And you do 0 work with yourself. You do 0 work because you wait this 1 month. You waste 30 days of your life and it's not coming back. And you are miserable and sad. I know it's hard to face your fears. I know it's hard to be with your pain. None of us likes to deal with the pain. Nobody. I don't, but I have to. Even if I do the meditation for you, and sometimes I get really discomfort, especially for those who are in a very painful journey, I don't like it, but I have to, because it's the only way that, okay, I'm helping you, I'm giving you the hand. But if you don't do the work, it will not work. And years and years and years can go by and you have lost the most beautiful time of your life. Remember, you are the love and light. Remember to love yourself. It's time to say bye to these little teeny tiny pains that are inside of you. Tell them, come to my house, let's talk. And once we finish talking, it's time to go. You're no longer part of me. So that was the intro. For those who wish to have their consultation, first 45 minutes call is absolutely free. I offer that for free for everyone. It's a one-on-one consultation and it's 45 minutes. I know it always somehow tends to go over time. I'd just like to say that as much as I enjoy this, and I really truly do, sometimes I have another client or another booking right after. So it will not always work out that we can have a longer conversation. That's why I'm offering on Patreon, those who are supporting me on Patreon, link is in bio. There is twice a month we have a free live Q&A session where you can ask everything. It's recorded. You can be anonymous. I record this. I'll talk the same way I talk right now to answer your specific questions, tap into your energies, see what we could possibly do. And later on, I save this and only my Patreons can watch this. It's not publicly available just because we might share certain things there that are only for you. So those who wish to have more clarity and feel like they need more support, I've created this for you. And you can get in touch with me, twinflameawakeningjourney @gmail.com. And honestly, your stories, your feedback means so much to me. So even though sometimes it takes me 3-4 days to reply you, especially when I'm recording a podcast or something like this, I apologize for that. But I'm telling you, I always get back to you as soon as I can and as fast as I can. So don't feel discouraged or feel bad when I haven't replied to you a couple of days. Also, I'm just going to explain you, and I explained that at the end of the podcast as well. My methods are a little different than you might have found it outside, and it's just because my soul asked me to do like this. I have nothing to say if somebody else is doing better or worse or nothing. Mine is that when we have a call, I do the math, like I said, because I believe in the numerology. I believe in all of the signs to understand the connection. The next thing is, after that, our call, I'll do like about 15-20 minutes deep meditation to understand what is happening with you. Sometimes I get answers immediately. Sometimes I don't get it all, anything. And I'm trying to redo it later on when I'm tapping into this numerology, what we had together. I have figured that it also depends how much break I'm giving for myself in between. So I like to help you as much as I can, and this is my serving for the world, so never feel sorry if I take a longer time to reply you. It's just that sometimes I'm a bit slow, so I apologize for that. But as soon as the website will be ready, the website is ready. I'm just having some difficulties with the payment systems, because I don't want that it happens that you pay and then it gets lost somewhere. So it's in a testing phase to make sure that when you pay for your consultation and when you pay for any service, that it comes through, it works, and it's properly done. Nothing, how do I say, nothing that it gets lost somewhere and I'm like, oh my God, what I'm supposed to do now? So it's ready, it's coming, and we have a better way of communication. And until then, please join my Patreon or subscribe here on YouTube or Spotify, wherever you can, to get this kind of information. That's quite a long intro, and I know some of you who are new here are like, is she ever going to get to that point, or are we just going to listen and listen and listen? Anyways, I'm going to open up with a very weird story that happened to me this week. And I always say to people, watch out for the animal signs or any kind of, how do I say, the way the animals approach you or the birds, and there is a reason behind it. But I start with the snake. Snake, exactly. Snake is not my favorite kind of species. I'm not a very big fan of them, and it's not because I'm afraid of them or anything like that. It's more of the fact that it scares me. They scare me. I mean, whatever. But snakes are playing a huge role in Twin Flames as well. So I had a client of mine, and we're very close, and I have healed her soul and the Twin Flame soul a lot. So we had already a couple of calls, about 4 of them or something like that. She's absolutely beautiful, and she's going to do big things in this world. But she sent me a picture in the morning about the snake. And I read her emails. I was like, okay, yeah, snake, great. Okay, let me look up to this. And I also, on that moment already, my soul told me something like, okay, it's a sign. And I was like, okay, I will look up to the snake like briefly as soon as I can. And then what happened, because we have different time zones, so it must have been her day before, but that's why I say time doesn't exist. Because what happened was that I saw that snake on my email, I drove out with a car, and I had the longest snake I've ever seen on my road. And it happened right like 15 minutes later. I was like, oh my God, it can't be real. She just sent to me, and now it's a sign. So it obviously gave me a bit of a discomfort, to be honest, just because of the snake itself. But then I started feeling like, okay, there's something happening. There's a big thing is happening. And guess what was the date? It was the 21st of June. It was the date I told you that many twin flames are waking up. Prior to the 21st of June, we all were tired, we were exhausted, there was so much going on. And 21st of June, I see the snake as much as she saw the snake. Different snakes, of course, because we live absolutely on the other side of part of the world. And I was like, what? What does it mean? So obviously I had to check up. So now what does the snake mean? And if you happen to see the snakes, it's the big transformation and change. So they show up when you're going through a metamorphosis, like you're going through the metamorphosis in a life or experiencing a big shift. Or the relationship is transforming as well. So what does it mean is that it's like the snake, it sheds its skin and has this transformation, It's somehow the spirits remind you that, okay, now it's time to move on from your past, and it tries to embrace your change. And this animal spirit represents a powerful way of understanding of your transformation. So, and the personal development. So here with her was she's a beautiful soul. And after our call, we had a call on the same day or the day after, and I told her, you won't believe me what just happened. You sent me the snake, I see the snake, and I'm like, wow, there's going to be a big shift. And it was the 21st of June. So many of you can call me crazy, you can call me that, yeah, that's a great story, but where is the proof? I tell you that each one of you who has had my call, and we start working on your energy to become your higher self, to detach you from your twin flame, because it will never ever work when you obsess about your twin flame and you keep in touch with them. When you detach yourself from your twin flame, when you go within, there's going to be this shift. And I know that from myself. I don't know if to share this today with all of you or not, but it has happened the same with me, with my twin flame. We are in a very good relationship all the time. He doesn't obviously know about twin flames, but he's going through his thing. And based on how my guides were telling to me, I am the one who has to help. I have a lot of mission in this world before I can even tell. But my story is a little bit different. And it's not because people can think, oh yeah, but you're not together with your twin flame. It's not a real twin flame connection. I'm like, I am more together with my twin flame than ever before. I am this love and light now. I don't have a fear inside of me of feeling that, am I being loved? Do I have the love? I am the love. And I can connect and disconnect. But what happened on that day, I'm going to tell you actually. As I'm no longer living there where I used to live, my twin flame all of a sudden sent me the airplane tickets and says, I have to come and see you on the 21st. I was like, really? On 21st, of course. Of course. And on TikTok and everywhere, I saw that so many were writing me like, oh my God, my twin flame just popped back to me like out of the blue. And so many of you who are wondering how long this portal will be open, it's until the full moon. So the full moon, I think, is on the 1st of July. So let me just double check that. But then it will close this portal. So for those who have done the work in prior, will have this experience. And let me tell you, when is the full moon in July? Okay, it's in July 3rd. So sorry about that. And it will be the supermoon of Buck Moon. Okay, interesting. Anyways, let's go on from here to the next one, which I have spoken about it before, and I will speak about this as of the beginning of the twin flame journey, are the crows, okay? So the black ravens and crows are playing a role of big transformation. It's a really symbol of transformation. Those who have been listening to my podcast from the beginning know that I saw these crows and ravens all over the place right before I met my twin flame. Also, as a spiritual animal or spiritual bird, crows are the sign of life and death. So it's and crows or ravens, they also bring you, they are like from your spirit guides to tell you about your soul's past life. So that's why you are having this big transformation when you keep on seeing crows in your yard or in your place. Be ready. It's going to be the roller coaster. And many of you who are listening me today, they know that like you had crows prior to meeting your twin flame, but then they didn't make any sense to you. Like for you were like, okay, why they're here? You saw them. And here I have another really weird thing to tell you. When people ask me, but I see animals every day. Yeah, me too. I see animals every day. But there is a specific way you see them. You just feel they're trying to tell you something. Just the way they act or the way they show up. Like I have this thing that very often, I'm having a call with a client of mine, and I'm just seeing, like I had a client with a client who had a lot of pain, and it was really dark night of her soul. And all of a sudden, right before, there is a black and white bird shows up behind my window. I can tell you I was the whole day behind the computer. I didn't see a single bird. The moment I started to have a call with her, there was a black and white bird behind the window. And I was like, all right, you're trying to tell me something. Okay, I listen. I let you to guide me. And I live my life by this. I live by the signs. I live by their mission and their stories. I just bring it out. The next story, and as an example. So, also in twin flames, is the crow is telling us to embrace the life with all of its changes. So we have to. I know you hate hearing this. You're like, yeah, great story, but when my twin flame is coming back, I don't see anything. The thing is that you have to accept the change. You have to let go of the old self of yours. It's no longer there. And as much as we want, as much as we pretend, it's gone. The ego is dead. And now it's only love. And if you get to the love place, it's beautiful. So that is like, as a human nature, we tend to avoid anything that is negative. Like when we have to be in the something negative happens to us, we think this is it. And for those who haven't listened yet, I would recommend to listen some of the near-death experience stories. And just because it gives you the reflection of understanding, yes, your ego is dead. It was painful as hell. It was not fun. Absolutely zero fun. But it got you closer to your soul. And so as a human, we don't want to have any negative energies, but we need to trust that everything has a purpose. And that's what crows do, and the ravens. They come as like messengers. Okay, I am here. I'm protecting you. It's going to be hard. There's going to be pain. But you're going to go through it. And so that's why those who have seen the crows is most probably that you met your twin flame. And the crow is also like encourages twin flames to have this courage to go through it, to do it. So I would say somehow that if that has been one of the sign, is that if you think of, if it's my twin flame or not, if you have experienced crows prior to your twin flame connection or during your dark night of the soul, it's really likely that it's your twin flame. They are speaking to you constantly. Now, if I reflect back, the crows were absolutely everywhere. They were always with me. It was just insane how many of them were there. I kept on remembering them in my parking lot. But now I wonder, when I was driving around with a car, they were absolutely everywhere. So it's another sign that if you wonder if you have seen, if it's your twin flame, if you have seen crows prior to your dark night of the soul, then yes, I can say so. So now let's move towards the birds itself. So I bring it in a little bit like a general way of birds. There are different types of birds who have a different meaning a little bit. But why I'm bringing in more general one, because sometimes you know the answer better. So that's why I'm not going exactly specific. I might do the separate blog post where I go specific about it. But birds are the messengers. So if you see birds around you, you have to do not ever throw them away. Like I have said to that my husband is going through the spiritual awakening. The birds made a nest right in front of our door. I mean, it was right in front of our door. And if birds make a nest, it's not, clean and everything. It's all messy. But I told to my husband, we can't kick them out of here. They chose this. They chose to come and make a new life. And they are your spirit animals. They are talking to you, and they are actually protecting you. You have to let go of your ego. So when you see birds are flying around or going, let's say there are two birds and then comes the third bird in, or there are two birds and one is not feeling so well. So they are all trying to give you the messages, what is happening in this combo right now. And what I recommend here to do is to observe them. Don't just, because you will feel, it's just so funny that you will really feel that they are with you. Like, it's not like a random like animal, like you will see them anytime, dogs, cats, whatever. It's just the way it starts to stand out. Like for me, is one of the things is the white dove. I consider this as a messenger from my twin flame and also from my spirit guides. So when I have something I don't have answer for, or I feel a little low, or I feel a little like, is it true or not true, or what is it? Then I ask, and I said, give me through the white dove. And guess what? When I arrived to this new place where I'm living right now, the first bird I saw was the white dove. Because I was asking, am I doing the right thing? So it's all about, like, how do I say, let it go of the idea of, understanding what they're trying to tell you. And I have said also to my clients that if you have, if you don't know the answers, if you don't have the answer and you don't know and you feel desperate, don't reach out to your twin flame to get the answers. Go within, cry, scream, whatever you need to do, just do it. And then meditate what you want answer for, and then say it. I'd like to have this answer through a spider or a snake or a butterfly or any of this, and the universe will start giving you the signs. I also can tell you why I am such a big advocate for the breath work. When I did my breath work, I kept on getting the faces of big bear and the wolf. And here is also, I think I should make a separate episode about this, when you get the visions instead of seeing them in the real life. So I'll not actually touch this subject today. But when I had these visions of the bear and wolf, I was like, okay, what they're trying to tell me, they're trying to tell me something, they're trying to tell me. What they were trying to tell me was that everything is love and work less, because I'm a workaholic, and thanks to my spirit guides who saved me from severe burnout, these signs were saying, yes, you love your job, you love to help people, you love all of that, and that's amazing, but find the balance in between. So here is just an example, but at least I will talk about it a little another time. What happens when you're in a breath work? You see, you happen to see, you happen to see any kind of visions. Sorry about that. So now I would go into what are the butterflies, because it's spring somewhere or summer and we kept to see the butterflies. I again can say that butterflies are a bit, how do I say, depends how do you see them. Some butterflies, and it's often they come, and I have noticed that, they often come when you have already let go and you feel freedom. You feel like, oh, okay, I can do this. I'm ready for the change, and I'm ready for flying around. But what if you happen to see the two butterflies at the same time? So butterflies is really a sign of like a joy, fun, everything over there. And what happens if you see two butterflies? That means your union is quite close, actually. That means already that your souls are playful. They are in a playful manner. They're trying to give the message. So it's, I would say, if you see two butterflies and they're playing and you observe them how they play, then it's most likely that your union is over there. But that's what you feel inside of you. You will feel extreme freedom. Now let's talk about spiders. I always say, yes, they are not the most nicest things to have around, or they are not, how do I say, something we want to spend time with. But spiders are very powerful. Why? Because they're creating a new reality. Spiders are the only animals in this world, or insects, or how do you say them, that can create a new reality by making a web. So web is like a new reality. If you see a spider and you don't like them in your, let's say, your bedroom or something like this, don't kill them. Instead of take them and put it outside and say, I know you're here, I know you're protecting me, I know you're making a new reality for me, I know you're shifting my timelines. I just feel more comfortable when you're outside there. Believe me, they will not come to you at all, because they are trying to protect you and make this new web that is your new reality. It's like a new energy shift you are stepping into. So they're not the nicest, but they are really transformative energy for you. So if you are thinking and feeling that what you're supposed to do when there is this freaking, spider happens to come to you, don't not kill them. They are your protectors. They're really big protectors. So here are these few animals I covered today, and these you tend to see a lot around during your process. White doves, like I said as well, are the sign of purity, answers, messengers, having this connection. Then who else? Like I said, that birds, I'm coming back to this, I forgot to tell you, that another day I spoke to this beautiful woman, and I don't want to say this in that terms to lie or give a false hope or anything like this, because this is not my job. I'm just saying what I saw. And there were just, like I'm telling you, I was outside way before that. I'm all over the place. I don't see, I don't hear anything. The moment I started to speak to her, there were 3 birds out there, and then I saw the little ones that came out of the nest, and they were teaching them how to fly. And it happened all the time when we had a call, and I was like, I know that something is going to happen there. I can't tell because I am not the fortune teller. I am the only one who can tell you that watch the signs, trust the universe, trust the energy, and everything is going to happen. Here's the difference of twin flames based on my thing. It's not the fortune telling. It's energy. Everything is energy. When you become love and light, when you learn to receive, when you become this, what universe wants you to become, you attract everything. My main idea and my main method of this coaching and everything what I'm doing is to help you to become your higher self and not get stuck into the idea that what if we would have been together, what this and what that. Yes, if it's meant to be, you know it. You just know it. You'll have the answers, you'll have everything. But it will not happen if you are not doing any work with yourself. If you are not becoming the higher source of love and energy, it will never happen. So I'll just stop, because these are the main ones, and also I wanted to share because of that snake story, which was beyond crazy. If you have any animals that you have seen, like you feel that they talk to you, mouse or an eagle or any other, just write down in the comments, and we're gonna look up what they are, what message they're delivering to you, and also you can tell how did it happen to you. Like I had clients of mine long back ago, a really cool guy, really like just newbie in this spiritual world and everything, and he saw 2 butterflies, and I was like, there's gonna be the union, you're gonna see each other. Boom, what happened? They saw each other out of a blue. So that's why you can leave it down in the comments also that, let's say you saw some animal and you felt the connection, and then what happened? Because again and again, I can't stop like pressuring it enough that everything is connection, everything is the energy, everything is the way to communicate with you. The more we have examples, the better understandings we get. I really know that crows, birds, and spiders and butterflies play a big role in this communication. Like I would say that I have like 2 guarding birds who are always in front of my door, and they're always there. And I look at the whole street, there's no birds, but these 2 are always there. So they are protecting me. They are my spirit guides. They are there to help me. And so we have to become one with them, because it's all about the energy. Anyways, this was today's story. Like I said, those who want to have any questions, and come and join the Q&A. Come and join the Q&A. It will be on Patreon. You'll see, you'll hear, you'll have an overview of me, of the people. Like, they will be anonymous, so if you want to join. There is nothing. It's not going to be out on YouTube or Spotify. It will be only out on Patreon, just because of you, my beautiful soul. There are personal stories, there are personal things which I have no interest of sharing with anybody else. I just would like to have an open conversation, open time, hear the stories, have some fun and have some pain and have some tears and have everything. But thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. You got some clarity. And if you would like to share your story, that each Wednesday we have one story that we share, twinflameawakeningjourney@gmail.com. Same if you would like to have the one-on-one consultation. Please follow me on Instagram because I'm posting there more about the questions, about the updates, all of these things. So if you need to know what is happening and why is it happening, I'm putting it out there. This weekend was intense for me because I did some ritual for the souls I have worked with to get the toxins out of the body. It was, honestly speaking, today my body is completely destroyed. Because I don't drink alcohol or any kind of substances. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I eat quite clean food. But when I tapped into the energy of a lot of alcohol, today my head is quite heavy, and it will take me 2-3 days to let go of that. But it's for their good. They're most probably gonna quit the alcohol or at least reduce it because their system will no longer like it. Anyways, that was the story of today. I really appreciate that you listened until the end. Make sure to like and subscribe and stay connected. You are the most beautiful soul. Thank you so much.
Lay in each other's arms all day. Send me gifts just because. Tell me where we went wrong. Started out as homies, ended up as lovers. How'd it get so ugly? Can't we rediscover, baby, what it was? Or let's be honest, it was just a lover. You were so romantic, we were picture perfect. So much freaking passion, why we never got it back, baby.